Welcome everybody to Dragonbane 9 at the Adventure Archive. We are continuing to meander our way through the Misty Vale here at episode 22. Thanks for hanging out with us, and don't forget, if you are watching the stream now, please give us a like to help out the algorithm, and if you're watching in the future as well, also comment down below, are you playing Dragonbane? What do you think about this this side quest that has gone on for way too long? But before I begin, I'm going to thank some people as always. Patrick P. Haven't talked to you for a while, but you're incredibly active on the Dragonbane Discord, and you are continually updating this thing. I'm behind a version, so apologies if we complain about something tonight and you've already fixed it. But thanks to you and all the other Dragonbane people, makes our lives easier. Music-wise, Andreas, awesome soundtrack. We're listening to it right now, as well as Noel. Listen to a few of his things, Music for Dungeons, what is it? I always forget the name of it. The Kiss of the Spider God. I always have that queued up in the back too. Go check them out. Heimat der Katastrophe. Links down in the description for all of your dungeon synth needs, and maybe you'll get lucky enough they'll allow you to use all of their stuff on your streams as well. So that's it for the thank yous. But also thank you guys out there for joining us this evening to see what happens with the curse of Antelia, I guess. So brief recap, and then we'll get the thing going. So last time we spent the entire session in this this underground cave where there was a pool of water where these the adventurers defeated this this giant octopus, and after doing so, they spotted Darrow's long lost, I don't know, quote unquote love. I'm not quite sure if we're there yet. Yes, he's nodding. Darrow's nodding his head. She was shackled to this almost sacrificial altar that was bridge-like, spanning this rocky precipice over this body of water. And once the beast was felled, the characters went up there to try to console her, to try to save her, to unshackle her, but she was not a huge fan of that. And shortly after, they found out what the meaning of the circular holes, the well that they fell through, and the one that is piercing through the top of this ruined tower, and that let in the light of the full moon, and that allowed Antelia to show her true form, well, her true cursed form. And the party members, you know, they went back and forth trying to figure out. They're playing like the game of silver coins for a while. They played a game of marbles for a while, and then there was a countdown that you guys chose. Actually, it ended up being a really long countdown, so apologies for that if you guys got bored. But regardless, Antelia escaped in her wolf form, so she broke free of her final shackle, leaped off this sacrificial altar, plunged into the depths of the water, yet to resurface. That's where we're going to begin tonight, everybody. So, players, I believe Louis is still up top, hanging out by his semicircle of silver, and I guess maybe you're still working on your bolo, your bedsheet bolo with the silver coins, and
almost done.
Almost done. Yeah, I'd say you're done by now, right when she, leaped off. So, and then we got Morning Cloak up there, who was snarling and resisting, maybe a little bit, attacking the werewolf, and Darrow and Sariel are also up on that rocky precipice. So yeah, Antelia, werewolf form, plunges into the depths. What do you guys want to do in this moment?
I collect my coins.
Okay, you collect your coins.
Excellent. So Darrow has seen that when we put up this barrier of silver coins,
yeah,
the werewolf didn't leap across. It's like an invisible barrier. That's
I see what you're saying. So it's not like there's a shield rising up from this circle and she wouldn't pass it, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
That is very correct. Yep.
So what he's going to yell out to everyone is to return.
We have to go back up. We would leave her in here, and Set the coins around the entrance. That way she can't escape.
Is up the only way out?
That's the only thing you guys have seen. You guys haven't. I don't think you've done a lot of exploration around the perimeter because the octopus kind of rose up pretty quickly shortly after you guys plunged into the water. But yeah, as far as you guys know where you are right now, that's all you've seen. However, I will mention though that Sariel, now that you've been down here long enough, you've kind of got a lay of the land mentally because you're an elf. You understand this. And you do recall that, I don't know how many sessions ago, it was probably 2 or 3 sessions ago, when you were, during your watch, you were picking your way across the coastline. And you did notice that in the westernmost, the westernmost area, the water got extremely dark, as if there was a massive drop-off. So a big trench, something like that. And you kind of place it toward the same direction. So can you see my cursor? So it almost feels like that is the direction after you've scanned it with your elf scanner. So perhaps this dark pit leads out. Who knows? But now that you've kind of oriented yourself.
Is Antelia, or is werewolf Antelia swimming, or?
So she dropped right into the water. She's rising back up ferociously, dog paddling. No, kidding. Across to the other side. So she's, making her way, kind of just thrashing in the water toward this direction while you guys are kind of gathering yourselves or whatever you're doing.
Well, if we can't get up any other way, because we didn't really think this through, that we have no rope to climb back up through that hole.
We have a sheet rope.
Yeah, Ducky has a sheet rope.
Yes. The question is, how do we get it up to the edge of the hole, to the opening of this cave?
Did Morning Cloak throw Darrow before, or did I dream that?
That was a long time ago. That was in the swamp. Or in the marsh.
It's possible.
Cloak has thrown a lot of people.
Might makes right. Okay, so she continues to swim across. She's made it to the other side of the bank as you guys are twiddling your thumbs. What's up? What are you guys doing?
First of all, has Louis collected his all the coins?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He has even made his bolo thing.
All right. Darrow is going to climb down and try to and follow, basically.
Okay, so you make your way down. She crawls up over the bank. You can see her, just this firelight that from the torch is splashing down. Don't forget, you guys, there's improvised weapons in this room. There's the bats and there's torches. So in case you guys don't want to ever use those. And she's kind of sniffing her on the ground, clawing at it, clawing at the wall, looking. She's clearly looking for a way out. So Dara, you continue to make your way. What about Morning Cloak, Louis, Sariel? What are you guys doing?
I'm going to use my sling and try to throw some coins over here.
Oh shit!
Try and
Okay,
cut her
so
off.
you're gonna try to just yeah, you're gonna like keep it to where she can't pass this area. Well, hopefully anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll me a I don't think it'd be an attack roll. Just roll. Yeah, roll me a. Yeah. Well, you got a slings of 7. Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to roll me a slings. Roll me a slings.
Okay.
Which I guess is the same as attacking, and let's see if you can sling a coin over there. What about Sariel? What are you doing as this is going on? As he's winding up for the swing.
Hmm. I wish I had arrows. I'm probably gonna come down here and keep my distance, but get by Darrow and kind of like try to assess what he is wanting to do because I'm trying to keep his feelings
Okay. As you
in
do
mind.
that, yeah, as you do that, amid the snarling, you
Also
hear
not-
a ting as Louis' silver lands exactly where it was intended. Okay, Morning Cloak, you're the only one who hasn't moved yet or done anything. What is Morning Cloak doing?
Could I attempt to keep my anger in check
Okay.
and decide what I do if I don't?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. So you're trying to, and your anger, is this your foolhardiness that you're trying to keep in check, or is this something
No,
else?
this is just my personal feelings towards my companions and this abomination in front of me.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So do you want to put it out on the table, or do you want to keep it?
Oh no, yeah, we'll leave it for everybody.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. So so I don't. Actually,
I'm
yeah,
in danger.
I'm gonna give myself the angry condition and push my roll.
Okay, so you did
And
succeed. You're angry, but I'm guessing that means you succeeded in holding yourself back a little bit. Okay.
this round.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, almost a rage timer, I guess, to give my companions another round or two.
I like it. Okay, so Antelia Wolf, she's making her way into the firelight, running away from the silver piece. She sees Sariel also in the torchlight, snarls at you. Can't quite see Darrow because he's, I guess, lurking in the shadows over there. But what are you two doing? As she kind of approaches you, notices your presence.
Daryl wants to drop a lightning flash in front of, not targeting Antelia.
Okay.
In front of Antelia.
Okay. So you're trying to keep her cornered, I guess.
Yes.
Between, okay. Yeah, why don't you cast me some lightning? Although, is it baned in indoors, right?
No, it costs twice as much.
Ah, I see.
Are you hitting the water or the ground with the lightning?
Ooh,
Because I don't want to jump in.
I should specify that I am hitting the roots and the stones right north of Antelia.
Okay.
Just to get her to back off. Not a problem. The 14.
All right, you succeed. In fact, you exceed well enough that these roots, dry enough, burst into fire. So now these roots right here are afire. Let me put a we'll do a flickering light effect maybe. That'll look kind of like fire ish. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make up the intensity crazy, animation speed crazy. Bam. Okay. These roots over here are on fire. Oops.
Stay back.
He'll yell, hoping that she can hear him.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
she
here, Darrow.
oh, sorry, Sariel, go ahead.
What?
What is the plan?
I don't know.
Okay, she's gonna stand like with her crook at the ready if she comes towards us.
Okay. Here's my shitty fire. All right. Louis, you're way up there. What's Louis doing? As she's kind of between fire and your coin.
Probably pondering like the meaning of life at that point.
You have a good view from where you are.
Yeah, it looks great. You know, the scenery. He's just kind of like soaking it in. Question. So
Yes.
when I attempted to get the sword, or when I got the sword, I was in the water here, and then you said it dropped off, right?
Yeah, so the banks, you remember, the bank is it's not like a gradual, descent into the water. It's a pretty heavy drop off, meaning all of this water is really deep and dark.
Okay. I'm gonna try to launch another coin right here.
Okay, give me
try and cut off
another
that route.
sling.
Oops.
Hurting her towards us.
Okay, so are you going to try to push that roll?
Nah, I don't have that many conditions left.
Okay, so you do this, and she notices your presence, snarls at you, and leaps back into the pool, away from the fire, away from your coin. So this is where she goes. Looks like she's heading in your direction.
Yeah.
You got her attention. Morning Cloak, how's your anger?
Find out. Let us see. Ooh, because now I'm rolling with the Bane.
Holy shit.
Oh,
wow, look at that. A 3 and a 4. Or wait, no, what was a...
Yeah, but I'm basically like hunched in now,
4 to
just like
7.
growling, shaking, like barely containing my rage.
Are you maintaining your position up there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not. I see nothing. I am blinded by anger and barely contained rage. So, yeah, one more round, I suppose.
Okay,
So, Lou's
so...
gonna ask if this is a good time to ask about the silver coin that Morning Cloak owes him.
Probably
Antelia
not.
noticed Morning Cloak's growling and barking and, well, not barking.
Say barking again.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, yeah, you're pretty close. Granted, Antelia Wolf is snarling and your attention's on her, but yeah, I mean, I don't think that Morning Cloak's trying to hide his anger.
Yeah. I was just hoping that her attention would be divided so that she doesn't go for Master Louis at once.
No, she's in a feral rage right now. I mean, she's a werewolf. So she's not really like, oh man, that guy up there, he looks pretty angry. Yeah, she's...
Part of her is still human.
True. Okay, so she makes her way to the bank. Serial and Darrow, what are you guys doing as you see her just plunge into the water, climb, scrabble her way up, heading up toward this route that's leading up to where Louis is?
Darrow is going to haul ass over to... Oh shit, through the fire. Can he run through the fire?
Yeah, why don't you roll me a fancy feat? You have fancy feat, right? You have that one? Yeah, let's see how... unless you're going to try to like... Are you going to do anything, or are you just like bolting through the fire, or are you doing anything like dousing your cloak in the water and putting on yourself, anything like that?
No, I have like 5 seconds. I'm just gonna jump through it.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you leap through it? Yeah, I'll say it's... You don't need to roll. If you're just going to dash through it, it's not like...
I want to get to the coin.
Okay. So I will say you can run, you can make it all the way to the coin. You see it glittering in the moonlight and the firelight way over here. You make it there. What do you want to do with it?
I want to pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up.
I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet, but they are a finite resource. Can't just leave them everywhere.
Maybe this is just the bottom of a wishing well, you guys. All right, Sariel, what are you doing as your party members are just Morning Cloak's smoldering? Louis is, I don't know, biting his nails, and Darrow is dashing across the wall of fire.
I'm gonna move towards this root, but I'm not gonna climb up it. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my ground in case she like comes back down here.
Okay, so you're just gonna stay there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so she is on the wall, climbing up this root very, very quickly. Morning Cloak, if you want to roll another anger roll, go for it.
Oh man.
What the? This is so ridiculous right now. Like,
Yeah, my target number is 8
It's
for
8.
those that are and for those in
Oh.
podcast land, I rolled 2 3s, and last time I rolled like a 7 and a 4.
and a
something like
4.
that. So,
Yeah, this is
yeah, mathematically, like 5 rolls in a row under 8 is we're pushing the boundaries here. My
Can you borrow
growling
Louis' pipe?
yeah.
goes louder.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're sitting there fuming. Louis, you hear claws tearing into this root. You hear the skittering of claws coming at you on stone, on wood. What do you want to do?
So I have 4 coins left, and I do want to buy lunch afterwards. So I'm going to leave a coin where I'm standing,
Okay.
and then take the plunge.
Oh,
Down
take
into
the
the water.
plunge. Okay, so you're leaving a coin there. Just as a reminder, the breadth, let's say, of that like the little bridge is a meter-ish. So, in case you ever wanted to drop any more coins, I'm just saying. That's all. It's just one. So, she could. What I'm telling you is she could probably move around it if she wanted to.
Yeah, but we have a morning cloak up there, so
Okay. All right. Yeah, you leap off into the water. You dive into the cold depths. Sariel, Darrow, or I guess Darrow would go first as she makes her way up here to the top.
Yeah, he's gonna run back over to Sariel.
Through the fire.
Yeah. Whee!
Nice.
Not a problem.
Sariel.
Seeing what happens.
Okay. You're just holding back. Okay, so yeah, Antelia makes her way up here, kind of recoils at the sight of the silver you left behind, but she also does see you dive off into the pool. And she just kind of stands there, her head just swinging wildly left, right, looking for some kind of escape. All right, Morning Cloak, I guess that brings us to you. Let's roll some anger. All right.
Oh.
Finally.
All right, well,
That's
yeah.
that's a 9 for podcast people, so that means he failed his roll.
Well, I won.
why
That's
I
so
jumped.
crazy.
you know. So, she's like right fucking next to me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. She's right across from you. It was almost as if this was timed perfectly.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, all been bottled up, like growling, and I just open up and just scream like abomination. And I do what I do. I race towards her. All thoughts of my companions and their feelings gone in
Okay.
service to my oath and my rage, and I would like to hit Daryl's girlfriend in the face
right.
with the Morning Star.
Do
We're
it.
not. We haven't.
You're not
we
in
haven't been
combat
booned
right
or
now.
anything, right?
No, no. Yeah, you guys haven't been
I have no
technically.
will points.
There, yeah, you guys have not technically been in combat yet, but now
Oh,
I'm
now
going
we
to say
are.
you are. So I'm giving you first strike because you are making the final first attack. No one's really been attacking, So yeah, give me a roll, and let's see if you make contact.
I'm exhausted. Was that from something that happened last time? Some type of swimming or something?
Most likely. Or maybe it happened when you
I can't
were
remember.
climbing or something out of the water. I don't remember.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Would you like to push this roll that looks like it's going to miss, or will it?
No, because I don't think any of the rest of the conditions would really be applicable to the situation. Like it wouldn't make me sickly dazed and I'm sure as shit not gonna be scared. So I'll just say in the rage is still blinding me in my first strike, and I just
Okay. All right. So yeah, your Morning Star smashes into the ground, biting stone. I'm going to begin combat. Oh, well, look at that. She's right up top, which is great. So she returns the favor. And let's see what happens here. Okay, so she lashes out at you, Morning Cloak. Let's do random. All right, she hurls herself at you. Because you're the closest. I'm going to give you that as a free attack, your first one. So you can still, if you'd like to use your action in this round, you can attempt to dodge if you'd like. Otherwise, she's going to claw you for 2d8 slashing damage.
no, that's cool. I'll
gonna take it?
I'm not. I'm too enraged to dodge right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, let me target. Oh, weird. There's not a button. That's okay. 2d8. Okay, so you suffer.
Nothing.
Did it take anything away? No, right?
No, because I have 8 HP or 8
Oh
AC.
man, look at that. I also need you to though roll me a will roll with a bane to resist fear.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's a secondary effect of this thing. And then if you fail, we'll see what the table says. Okay, so your will check failed. Would you like to try to push it?
Take the scare condition.
Well, then what's the difference then at that point?
Well,
Whether
I'm
I
gonna
take the
roll
scare
on-
condition or
Yeah, well, I'm going to roll on the fear table, and that's going to have an effect of some kind.
yeah, no, fuck it. Let's see if
All right.
the fear.
Let's see what happens. Paralyzed with fear, you are petrified with terror and unable to move. You cannot perform any action or movement on your next turn. Make another will roll on each subsequent turn, not an action though, to break the paralysis.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Darrow, that brings us to you.
Yes. He is going to throw a spell, but not at Antelia. He's going to throw it at Morning Cloak. And that spell is Protector.
Okay, so why don't you?
Protect a person from magic.
All right.
Because he thinks that well, this is actually a really stupid thing to do. Whatever. Yes.
Wow, look at that.
You are now, Morning Cloak is now protected from magic.
Okay, he's protected from magic.
But why is this stupid? Well, it's stupid because I was thinking that the attack. I don't want to turn Morning Cloak into a werewolf. But I'm also remembering now that werewolves are immune. Or wolfkin are immune to the werewolf curse.
Yeah, I guess you can't be double werewolf, right? Basically.
Yeah.
All right. No. Oh, yeah. I'm reading the chat right now. So Nub, has Louis done a round rest yet to get willpower points back? No, he has not. So if you didn't know that, Louis, you can do that. You can take your turn to take a rest to get some more willpower. And welcome to the stream, guys. Sorry I wasn't paying attention. Dildo Gaggins, welcome potatoes. All right. So next up again, Antelia. So yeah, you cast this spell and she's unfazed, attacking yet again at Morning Cloak. Let's see what happens. Drooling Jaws, the monster sinks its fangs deep into your flesh. The victim suffers 2d10 piercing damage. You cannot be affected by lycanthropy, though, so no big deal. But unfortunately, your turn is up, so let's do 2d10. Nothing. So again, your armored hide protects you from the werewolf's bite. That brings us to you, Morning. Oh, actually, you already did your turn. That's right. Louis.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a round rest, and that's just gonna look like Louis, you know, floating on his back.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're in the water. You're in the water. That's right. You got one.
It's not that relaxing, apparently.
You got one willpower point back. Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's because you have such a shitty swimming skill, so it's a little frustrating. You weren't able to relax as much. Okay.
He's bottom heavy. He just kind of sinks slowly.
All right, Sariel, you're up, hanging out over by the farthest away from anybody. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up this and come over here. I mean, how far can I go?
I'll say you can probably make it to Darrow. Basically, climbing should be about like half your, speed. Slows you down a bit, but I'll say you can make it to the very edge of this this bridge-like altar thing. Okay, so that would be your entire movement. Is there an action you would like to do at all?
Was there any silver left over here?
Darrow, I think you guys you scooped it up or threw it off, right?
I swept all of it away.
Yeah, swept it away.
Okay.
Should be near Louis.
Okay. I don't really have anything I can do, so I'm just gonna...
Just gonna end your turn? Okay. Next round, Louis, you're up. You're on mute.
Mute's in the chat.
Mute's in the chat.
Yeah, with my one willpower point, we're not gonna do much. I'm going to move on over here to land.
Okay.
And drop another silver coin right here.
You're just making like a Hansel and Gretel trail of silver coins. Okay. Yeah, I'll say that's a free action. Is there anything else you'd like to do after moving onto the bank, or is that it?
Let's see. Let me look at my abilities. Nope, that costs willpower. I have webbed feet. Does that help anybody?
Nah.
Helps
your swimming a little bit, even though your swimming's terrible, but okay, nothing. Well, I mean, you got think outside of the box. I mean, you're in this environment, there's bats, there's all kinds of shit you can do.
So when you say bats, like they're on the ceiling?
Yes. So you can use bats. So in this game there are improvised weapons, and in this room are torches. There are also bats, which are man, I had this up last time. Shit.
There's also just a vamp. While Jason is looking this up, you could sling a coin, a silver coin at her. Some other round, perhaps?
Well, I still have an action, so I could possibly do that now. I know they're adverse to silver, but like, does that like do? I don't know, like critically, you know?
I don't know. We haven't tried it.
Yep. Yeah, yes, we do. We want to critically kill this thing. Duck?
Sure. We're gonna sling a coin at it.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Yeah, I found bats journal entry. So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna sling a silver coin at her.
Okay. Yeah, give me an attack roll then. A sling. Holy shit, you succeeded. All right. Why don't you roll me some damage? Because this is silver. She does not like it. This is going to attack. This is going to take... Look at that. Holy shit.
All right.
In with the... all right, let me roll or apply the damage.
Sorry, Darrow.
Boom. Okay. She growls, she snarls, she shrieks in that annihilation bear human thing that I talked about last time. Okay. All right, congratulations. Morning Cloak, you're up. I need a will save. This is not going to be your action, but we just need to see if you're unparalyzed, and if you are unparalyzed, you can do whatever you want to do. All right. You shake off the fear. What does Morning Cloak do?
I hit her in the face with Morningstar. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, give me a
I
roll.
guess after the first time I swung and hit her, I would be face to face with her and kind of see like a mirror of like the abomination and what I could be, and that frightened me existentially momentarily.
Yeah, this is cool.
But the rage reemerges, and I hit her in the face. Why? Whoever Darrow made me. Jess dropped out.
Oh
She had
shit.
been frozen for a little
no.
bit. I don't know.
All right. Well, hopefully she'll join back. Forgive the weird squares, people who are watching right now. She'll be back, and then we'll be right in order. So anyway, Morning Cloak. Why don't you give me a
Her
roll?
computer is restarting. Yeah.
Okay, you
I
succeed,
succeed.
and
Let me remember to target Darrow's girlfriend.
she sees you snap out of this fear, and she's going to attempt to dodge. So let's see what happens if she's able to dodge here. Okay, she does get out of the way of your swing, but that is one of her attacks. So anything else? Move? I guess you could move, but that would create a free attack. Or any other free action.
Fuck. I think my rage blinded me to an ability that I had that I could have used previously. So we'll see if I get the chance to pop up. So you said I take swing, she dodges out of the way.
She dodges out of the way, correct. But that uses obviously one of her turns. So we'll move on to Darrow. Darrow, what would you like to do as Morning Cloak and your dear love are battling it out up on this rocky precipice?
Darrow is going to take a round rest. He
Okay.
can't do anything else right now.
Okay. Sariel's not back yet, so we're just going to skip her.
Actually, I think Ryan should play Sariel.
Yeah, I can do that.
What is Sariel going to
I reach in my pouch, I take out a silver fang, I give it back to Morning. No,
do? Yes.
So, Sariel, according to the tokens on screen, has been Spider-Manning it the entire time. So the first thing I'm going to do is... yeah, no, I don't have access to her token, so I can't spin her upright.
Where do you need her to be?
Oh, I just want to make her not upside down, because it's been bothering me.
Oh. There we go. I'll do it for you. There. She's no longer upside down.
There you go. Look at us.
Yeah.
So she rights herself, stops walking on her elven hands, and then she opens her character sheet, and
Will she do this in an accent, perhaps?
Oh, he's gonna do the
yes,
the
she
Russian.
will. I don't. She's not.
Count Dracula?
She's not Transylvanian. Close enough. What is my?
Here, let me.
Staffs are staves, correct?
Yeah, let me give you ownership of her token right now, so you can click on it. So I'll just say owner. All right, you should have access now.
How does she literally have nothing but a staff?
Exactly.
She doesn't even have a dagger.
I offered the spear.
Well, she threw her dagger at the octopus, remember? Or like it blocked it or something, and she lost it. And she lost her arrows in the river. So she's pretty, yeah, she's got a crook.
That's right. All she literally has is just the crook.
The crook, yeah. Not much to do.
All right. You said something about bats, right?
Yes.
Somehow we're able to have like bat familiars that can attack people.
No,
in this game?
you basically no. So there's improvised weapons, and it depends on what area you guys are in. You guys are in caves, and so
Yeah.
there are.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So basically, what this is, it just I don't know tries to add some interest, so everybody's not just
Yeah. So
swinging
Serial's
swords.
going to cast about on the ground and pick up a stone, and behind the two battling, well, the one wolfkin and the abomination, she sees some bats hanging from the ceiling, and she whips this rock at those bats, causing them to scatter and strike down to the closest thing, which happens to be this abomination.
Yes, and so the way this works mechanically, I found the card finally. So she needs to make a bushcraft roll, and this is going to agitate the bats and be able to attack an enemy within 10 meters, which Antelia is. And basically the bats are going to keep attacking the enemy for D3 rounds. So why don't you roll me a D... Well, let's do the bushcraft first. And if she succeeds, roll me a D3, and that'll be how many rounds you guys have bat control.
Oh, she's angry. So there is a bane on this.
Oh! Failed. But
Damn,
you can't...
because she would have got a dragon.
Exactly.
Otherwise.
You can push it if you'd like. Give her another condition
Yeah.
if you want.
Yep, I'm gonna give her another condition. Let's give her disheartened. She's sad that she failed another bushcraft roll, like that first one.
Okay.
Way back
Let's
in the
do
day
it.
when we walked in circles. Let's do it again.
Man, she needs a new laptop. This restart is taking forever. Okay.
damn it.
Failed, unfortunately. Okay, but just know for the future, bats are up here, ready to be agitated.
So the rock flings at the bats. It dings off the stone next to them. They kind of one of two of them like unfurl their wings, but aren't agitated enough to take off. But she will remember them.
Okay. And just as a reminder, torches in this are also an improvised weapon in this room here. Okay, so that is Serial, which brings us. So Antelia's already used one of her attacks, so she is going to use her final attack and lash out at you again, Morning Cloak. And let's see what happens here. Oh shit, wrong button. Sorry. Disregard the dodge. She's not dodging. Okay, she's gonna grab you, lift you over her head before throwing you 2d8 meters with tremendous force. The victim takes same amount of bludgeoning damage, becomes dazed, and lands prone. Okay.
Damn. So she's just gonna like pick me up and throw me back
Whoosh.
across the bridge.
Yeah, let's see how many d8s we got here. Okay, so you move 12 meters, which is, 6 squares? So yeah, let's just say she hurls you just directly back. So I guess
probably
you're...
roll, like slam into
probably,
Darrow and Serial.
Yeah, you're probably over here. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, use bowling pins.
Yeah, there we go. And I take that much bludgeoning damage?
You take 12, and I believe falling damage is...
Well,
not
it says
armor.
bludgeoning, not falling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says bludgeoning, not falling.
But okay, let's see here. 1 second. Yeah, let's just put a pin on that for now, and then keep moving.
I'll take the 4 and we'll see.
Yeah, because falling is bludgeoning damage, so it would be bludgeoning damage.
True.
So yeah.
But is bludgeoning falling damage?
I would say when someone throws
that's
you,
the question.
definitely.
All right, I can take 12. I can take 12 points of damage from one attack if we want. That's fine by me.
All right.
Well, why don't you target me and
deal it?
Oh, I was gonna say target me and deal it and see if the module determines what it is. But if it's not from the forceful throw, then I don't think it would target correctly.
There isn't a button that I click, which is odd because I always felt like there used to be. Maybe this is because she's from the monster manual, and or maybe I made it.
12 points of damage
before.
almost kills me in one throw. So
yeah. Okay, so she's up next, and There's a coin up here, right, Louis?
Yes.
Okay.
And a coin at my feet too.
Oh, a coin at your feet, so right in front of you. Okay. So I'm gonna say she. I'm just gonna say she just holds her ground. She's just cornered basically still at this point. Okay, she's back.
Say she just holds her.
Uh-oh, we got Jess. There we go. Okay. So she does nothing. Sariel is up. I don't know if she's hearing us yet, but I guess let's just pass the morning cloak. What do you want Sariel to do?
Same thing. She picks up a rock and whips it at those bats again.
Okay, so why don't you
bushcraft?
Bushcraft. See if she's successful.
Got to get booned up here soon from our booner.
I need to sleep.
Oh man, these conditions are killing. So that is a failure unless you'd like to try to push it.
Yeah, I'll push it.
Push it.
I want to push it real good. Yeah, I am.
Okay, succeed.
Boom.
So now roll me a d3. And this is how many rounds you're going to have access to bat action.
Got to get that bat action for Sariel, you know?
Only one round, unfortunately. Okay, what I'm going to do is bring a bat. A swarm of bats, or whatever they're called. I'll just put it right over here for now. For one round. Oh, shit. I didn't finish reading this card because if your bushcraft roll fails, the bats attack you instead. Oh well, my fault. That didn't happen last time.
Oh, well.
That would have been cool though. Okay, so yeah, bats are here. I'll let the bats attack. Let's have the bats attack. See what happens as these bats, this swarm of bats, or whatever they're called, of bats, swoop down. Mass attack. Okay, they split up and attack the characters, so it's just going to be 1d8 slashing damage. Alright, so let's roll some d8 slashing damage here. Only 2. Alright, so I'm going to target her. Wait, what the fuck? Did it take it off the bat? That's weird.
They're only targeting her, not all of us, right?
Correct. Yeah, you guys
Okay.
have bat control.
Sweet.
I don't know, that's weird. I targeted her, but the damage went to the bats. So let me manually do this really quick. She's not looking so hot. These bats are just drawing blood. Her white fur is getting very, very red. Which brings us to Darrow.
Yes, Darrow is next to Morning Cloak, and he is going to heal wound. 2d8. Hopefully. Yes.
Okay. What is the magic word, Darrow?
I forget.
Shut sword.
Yeah, that's it.
No. Well,
No?
actually, no. Det går över.
Is the magic phrase. Morning Cloak gets 5 hit points back.
All right.
Okay.
I got him back.
All right, so that is your turn unless you would like to move at all.
No, he's going to stand his ground.
Okay, she lashes out at these bats. She leaps up into the air, claws flying, and let's see what happens here. Okay, she bites into the bats. They've already gone. Oh, how many ferocity do they have? How much ferocity? They have 2, so they're going to try to dodge. They're going to try to
Do we have to fight
dodge
werebats?
her jaw. What?
Looks like it.
Do we have to fight werebats?
No, the bats disperse, and her jaws snap at air, so she does not take a bite. Louis, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to I forgot what you called it. What was the makeshift thingy that I made out of my sheet
Bolo?
with the coins? Yeah, I'm gonna take my bolo. I'm gonna wrap it around me like a scarf,
Okay.
and I'm actually gonna start climbing up with my sword drawn.
Oh, wow. Look at this. You're arming yourself with silver. I like it. Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can probably make it about to where you are. Maybe like right below this torch if you like. And remember that is also usable as a weapon. All right. Morning Cloak, you're up.
Yeah. Could I get back to her in turn, or did she throw me too far?
Yeah. What's your movement?
My movement is, let's see, where I've never really worried about.
She's about
Yeah.
10 meters away, so I think you can do it.
She threw you 12 meters and you got 14.
You can totally make it to her.
Well, then, yeah, I pull myself up. I push past my companions,
Okay.
and I come racing forward, and I'll try to. Actually, oh, okay. No, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit her.
Okay, go for
I
it.
think
She cannot
I
dodge.
think myself last time nerfed myself on purpose to protect my companion's girlfriend. Just saying.
Look
Ooh,
at that. Look at that. That is a hit. So why don't you roll some damage?
almost a demon or
Yeah.
a dragon or whatever.
Dragon, yeah. Okay.
8 damage.
8 points of damage. Let us deal. So yeah, you're let me target her here.
Did it not deal to her? Yeah, you
No.
must need to update because I have her targeted.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, let me deal. Okay, yeah, your morning star bites into her flesh, ripping some of it right off. Okay. She is swaying on her feet, but she's still just, again, like, you know, a rabid dog backed into a corner, which brings us to the next round. And Morning Cloak is first this time. What are you going to do?
I take one swing and I swing it right back.
Okay. Too delirious to dodge. Let's see what happens. Oh, damn. Okay, that's 14. Wait, what happened here? Oh, no, you rolled a 14 and you rolled 18.
Jesus.
18 points of damage. Okay, how does Morning Cloak finish off this wolf, this werewolf, this blighted beast, this abomination?
Yeah. I think, gosh,
Nub's like,
did I read a
F
different?
yeah.
Did I read a different game, or is it this one where if you just take off the weapon damage, you can like subdue an opponent? Have I read too many games? There's no like subdue damage in this,
no,
right?
No. Yeah, it's all damage.
Oh yeah. Well then, yeah. I hit her. It leaves her reeling, wobbling on her feet, and then I yell "Darrow!" and then
I mean, if you want, you can choose.
You're next.
So there is no technical subdue, but if you're like, I don't want to kill her, that's fine. But if you want to kill her, you can totally kill her. It's up to you.
Would toppling be like subduing?
Not after.
I'm sure Nub knows how to subdue. Yeah. Could
not
I?
after rolling for damage.
Yeah. No. Could I? I mean, yeah, I did. It wouldn't make a difference for. Could I, for the narrative, roll another, like, anger check to see if I was able to even care that I was killing her or not?
Yeah, of course, man. I like it.
All right.
Your baned intelligence roll.
Yeah, I don't care. I right across the face, completely just take her apart.
Okay. All right, Antelia falls to the ground in wolf form, bloodied, just hamburger meat, basically. And,
Turns back into her human form.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. So yeah, after a time, she's still lying in the moonlight up on this rock at Morning Cloak's feet. His morning star dripping blood, and she slowly changes back into her human form. So you recognize her, Morning Cloak, as the woman you saw in the Road's End Inn. Darrow's love that he thought, anyway. Okay, so everything settles down.
No.
Do the whole like shitty Darth Vader prequel thing. I like it.
Yeah. Darrow is going to run up and drop to his knees and start bawling his eyes out.
Okay.
And sort of, just blubber and sob endlessly.
Okay. What about Louis and Sariel? So Louis, you're kind of mid-climb with your your werewolf bane around your neck,
I'm coming, guys.
and you hear Darrow
Guys, I'm almost there.
sobbing. He is blubbering up there.
So yeah, hearing I'm assuming the smack and then the Darrow crying afterwards, Louis gonna kind of put two and two together on what happened, and instead of finishing the climb up, he's just gonna slowly kind of like slide down, just exhausted, and just kind of lay there, kind of staring up at the ceiling, maybe the moonlight.
Okay. You do so. Sariel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna come across and get a closer look, and maybe set a hand on Darrow's shoulder.
Get off of me!
All right, I'll withdraw my hand.
Okay. As you guys are, is Morning Cloak doing anything, or is he just reveling in his destruction?
No, I'm not gonna revel. Again, this is, as the rage subsides and I see Darrow crying over Antelia, who's no longer a wolf, my rage subsides, and I think there's definitely a part of me that feels for the half man, but I've pledged myself, not that many of my companions know, but to destroy abominations. It's the oath I took, and I think I'll feel bad. Or let's rephrase that. I'm empathetic but not sympathetic. I feel for Darrow, but I truly feel into my core that I did the right thing. And as Sariel pulls her hand back and he yells, like, I don't think this is the time or place for me to try to console him, and I'm just gonna take my bloody self away into the dark.
Okay. You go recede into the darkness. But as you do that, you're sitting there against the cold stone, hoping that your heart isn't as cold. And you hear something, you see something tumbling through the darkness above, falling down the well that you guys plunged down through. And it lands at your feet, Morning Cloak. And it's a leaf. A single leaf. A single dead leaf. And it blackens before your eyes. And vanishes into ash. And you also hear something ting, ting, ting from above. And all of you guys turn around and you see, caught in the moonlight of this well, a chain. And it's dangling just within arm's reach, even Darrow's arm's reach. Swaying slowly back and forth, back and forth. There's a baby crying somewhere, I guess. So yeah, this chain, like I said, it's hanging down directly from where you guys fell. Just a little bit outside of, or across from the, where Antelia was shackled. So you guys can definitely reach it right at the center there. If you'd like.
Right there?
Yep.
Mm.
Guess I'll climb
Yeah,
up
I think-
after all.
I'm gonna try to console Darrow more. Darrow, it is what she wanted. I know she was your love, but I'm afraid she did not want to live this way.
Didn't have to die.
It's
Now
okay.
it is too late.
Just come with us, Darrow. We'll talk about it.
Darrow's going to try to pick up the maimed body.
Okay.
He's got a 12 strength. Actually, do we know about this chain over there?
Yeah, you guys all, you heard it kind of almost rattle down across this, back and forth as, the stone well, the walls. And then it's just dangling there, swaying slowly back and forth.
Actually, he's not going to pick her up. He's going to pat her down. He's going to loot the body.
Oh, okay. Whew, at least.
You're gonna check.
no,
You're gonna
he's-
check her body.
Yeah. See if there's any like personal items. I mean, we all carry mementos, so maybe she did.
Yeah. So you do find something. It's a small little like piece of parchment, kind of rolled up with twine. It's tucked in her belt on the side.
Does it say
The cure to lycanthropy is
No, I mean you can try to read it if you like.
A Darrow with a little heart on it.
Aww.
Yeah, he's gonna unroll it and read it.
So you read it, and it looks like a list. Looks like she was checking off a list. You see ingredients. You see, something about sheep, something about the land, and most of them are crossed off. You see something also about the marsh. And then the very last one, though, says outskirt. And it says Darrow right underneath.
that fucking halfling is following me again.
But what does it say about all these different things?
Like I said, it looks like it's a to-do list almost. Like she was checking off things to do. And yeah, there were two left. One was the marsh. That's all it says. You do remember, though, you did find a map in her cottage with a series of X's, question marks, and a lot of these question marks crossed off.
Yes.
And you have the Misty Vale map. You're smart enough to know, if you were to overlay this on top, that perhaps that X is the marsh. Sorry, not the X, the question mark. One of the ones that is not crossed out. But that is all you find on poor dead Antelia.
Interesting. Well, Darrow is going to hang out with the body until anyone investigates this chain.
Okay, so you're just sitting there in your grief, So the rest of you then. Is Morning Cloak just kind of still sitting in the shadows over there as the ash of the leaf blows away? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be contemplating my oath and waiting and seeing what they need when they need me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna continue to keep myself removed from this grieving process.
Okay. Sariel and Louis. Your two companions seem to be at opposite ends of this chamber. One in moonlight, morning, one in shadow. What do you guys want to do as this chain sways slowly back and forth, almost like a pendulum on a clock?
I'm the closest to it, so I'll just step away from Darrow and grab it.
Okay. You grab it. It's so cold it almost stings your skin. But you kind of...
Yank it.
You're going to yank it? Okay. I mean, it's taut. There's not a lot of slack, so when you do pull down on it, it appears to be fastened somewhere far above.
Looks like there's a way out now. Darrow, will you come with us?
No, not now. We need a short rest first.
Yeah, you guys you guys are free to rest if you'd like. Most of you I think are battered. Well, I guess Sariel, you're not, but yeah, I don't believe anybody's done a short rest this shift, so
we're doing a
if you'd
shift
like to.
rest. Is that the foot?
No, I guess you do a stretch rest, right? So a shift rest is going to be like all night. You can if you'd like. So, the moon is risen. It is nighttime, so you guys are welcome to rest here for a full shift if you'd like.
I mean, I'm exhausted and angry and disheartened and injured and, everything. I wouldn't be opposed. I feel like we're in safe-ish place. We'll hear and see anything coming, and we've killed everything that could kill us. So I wouldn't mind if we all decided to just hunker down and wait for the chain.
Okay. What about the rest of you? You guys all in agreement? Take a rest?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys take a rest. Again, the only sound is the swaying of the chain and the gentle lapping of the water on the stony banks. And eventually, the moon goes back, the clouds come back, and you can see sunlight, weak sunlight streaming down upon you from where the chain is.
Louis is going to essentially play alarm clock for everybody and kind of start like a low tune on the didgeridoo. And he's not going to tell anybody this, but he's been, kind of making a song of our adventures so far. And he's finally finished his first song. It's called Love is All Bite and Some Bark.
Ooh. Episode title.
Yes. But yeah, hopefully that's wakes everybody up and, maybe helps their spirits a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you guys hear this.
Cyril's gonna glance over to Darrow and see how he's doing.
Darrow is not doing well. I think that he's still... Well, the shift rests wiped all of our conditions, but he's probably very, very sad still.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking up at the chain, and maybe he walks over there and tries it. yanks it for a bit.
Yeah, you go, you reach out, you touch the chain. Like I said, it is extremely cold, but because you're very, very sad, you're very distraught. You almost squeeze, you almost lean into that pain as it bites into your flesh. And yeah, you swing it back and forth, and it hits the side of the stone wall that rises up above you. Where you now, like I said, you can see clouds, the heavy clouds of the misty veil drifting over that circular opening at the top of the tower.
All right. He is going to pick up Antelia's body. He's going to put her over his shoulder. And he's going to try to climb the chain.
Oh, man.
Chain.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, your
Acrobatics
strength is pretty damn high. So I'm gonna say, yeah, you could totally make your way over there with her over your shoulder. If you want to roll me a climb. So you guys all witnessed this. It takes him a little bit of time because he's got his head hung in sorrow, I guess. Making his way to the chain, you can see that he's attempting to climb this thing. Are you guys all kind of keeping your distance?
Determination.
Dogged determination. There we go. Dog. I like the keep the wolf jokes coming. You find a dog-eared manuscript next.
Nope.
No.
Nope. All right. So this is an acrobatics roll.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give you a bane as well because I mean you're carrying somebody.
Okay.
That would be incredibly difficult. So I think normally you get actually, you know what? Normally you get a boon when you're climbing with a chain or a rope. So I'll just make it a regular roll.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. You fail, unfortunately. Would you like to push the roll?
Would
Yes.
my song help give him a
If you want to use it as part of your I'll let you use it willpower points to use your musician ability if you'd like. If you want to
Sure.
give him a boon.
Yeah, I started playing just to kind of help everyone's mood, so
Okay.
I'll use the willpower points and
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll another one, Darrow?
Oh, yep.
You can just roll a raw d20 if you want, if it's gonna mess up the system, and we can just see.
No. This is
Well, it would just be one more, but regardless, you would have failed anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. So you you think you have a great grasp on this chain, and you start to pull yourself up slightly. But unfortunately, your other arm loses hold of Antelia. And she flops onto the ground, right onto the edge, because again, this chain is kind of hanging over, and falls down into the water. Sploosh. And you see her slowly sinking, her hair drifting into the water. Her hand almost seems like it's reaching up to you, Darrow.
He's gonna jump in after.
Okay. You jump into the water. It's even colder than you remember. You find her before she sinks into the deep, dark depths of this cavernous pool. What about the rest of you as you witness this act? Are you guys just kind of watching? Cringing?
yeah, I don't.
it's
I
a
Louis
bit.
handle the sounds. So he's gonna climb up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Louis. I'll just say you take your time. You climb up slowly. You make your way to the surface, and you are standing again in that large chamber where the let's call it the well, the entrance of the well is. But it's strangely colder in this room. And you notice that before, so this was a ruin, and there were kind of like little vines kind of creeping in, creepers and things, through the windows, and it's all dead now. All the roots and vines that were hanging are brittle. All of the leaves are scattered about, blowing in the wind, in the breeze, the kind of draft that comes in here. Feels like a different place than when you entered.
Is it still really like hazy inside?
No, it was dark. There's some light coming in. I don't know if you remember, but there was light coming in from some kind of, windows above and the doorway, obviously. And then obviously from the very, very top, where there's that circular light. But it's kind of almost highlighting the well entrance. Cyril and Morning Cloak, what are you up to?
Oh man. I'm gonna jump in after Darrow.
Okay. You jump in.
What is he trying to do? Is he trying to like pull her out of the water right now?
I don't know, Darrow. What are you doing? I'm presumably you're swimming down.
That is what he's trying to do.
Okay, I'll help him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you guys don't need a roll. She's not, with your strength and Darrow's strength, you're able to bring her back to the surface.
Yeah.
Darrow's gonna try to climb back up with her.
Continually. Okay. Are you going to help him, Sariel?
I can, I guess.
Yeah, I'll say with your help. Okay. And you're going to be right at this wall. I guess Morning Cloak, are you looking down on them now? Did you move away from the shadows?
Yeah, I mean, as they're coming up the wall together, I think, and I mean, my strength is 18. I think, without really saying anything, I'm gonna reach down and kind of pluck her from them, and just put her over my shoulder, and just take her up the rope, because this struggle is just unnecessary for Darrow right now.
Okay.
And once I get to the top, I'm just gonna layer to the side, and then again move away from the situation.
Okay. Darrow, Sariel, are you following Morning Cloak up the chain?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right, I'll put you guys back. Let me find it. Okay. So you guys all make your way back up. Is Louis in here? No, I gotta move Louis in here. Louis, there we are. Okay, so you guys are all back in this chamber, but like I said, regardless of what you see on the map, all of the greenery is now dead. But light is still streaming in from the outside, from the windows, from the two. It looks like there's two entrances. Like I said, you guys came in through this side. There's another one that's pooling. I can't remember if you came. It doesn't matter. Whichever one you came in, there's two entrances or exits. Oh, and also, you do notice that this light is out. The firelight that was flickering through the small gap in the door, where you guys met the Wolfkin Greyhood.
Can I, as they were climbing up the chain, could I force that door open and?
Yeah, you actually force the door open, and it appears as if it's been closed a very long time. Because right when you kick it open, there is just a pile of dead leaves on the other side, as if they've been collecting against this door. There's no fire in the center. It's dark in here, but you just see more dead leaves scattered across the ground.
If I take a lap around, there's nothing in there. It's just dead leaves and stone, right?
There's no sign whatsoever of this individual, not even a scent that you can detect.
Do I still have any of that fur in my pocket? Whatever.
Yeah, you do actually.
Yeah. I move away out of sight into a dark alcove, it looks like, and
Okay.
I just realized that if we want to get off the island, we're gonna have to ride Morning Cloak like we did last time.
Yeah. No, remember, you guys, there was a boat on this side.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry to disappoint you, but there's a boat. So yeah,
Right, well,
what do you
Darrow
guys-
is taking Antelia outside, carrying her.
you drag her you drag her drenched body, limp body outside. You make it out into the sunlight, which is not, it's not too bright because, as always, the Misty Veil is it's covered in mist where it came from staying. But as you stand out, it almost feels a little bit darker. But you have a lot of dark clouds in your mind right now and in your heart. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. Okay, so Sariel and Louis, what are you doing as Darrow takes Antelia, or what's left of Antelia, outside?
I'm helping Daryl.
Okay.
Guess he's struggling.
Okay, so all three of you exit out into the daylight. Morning Cloak, you're still sort of in the shadowy alcove. Are you remaining?
No, I'll just, again, I just want to kind of stay on the periphery of whatever is going on. So if they all leave, I'll leave too, but I'm not going to,
Okay.
Unless asked or feel that I'm needed, I'm not going to intrude.
Yeah, you guys make it out. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I guess, Louis, you haven't been here in a while, so I haven't had your token on the map. There you go.
So long.
Yeah, you guys make it outside. It looks to be exactly as you left it. You do remember, though, like I said, there's a boat on the bank if you'd like to take the boat back.
When we turn around and look at this tower, does it look any different from when we entered, when we got to the island?
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. So again, the trees around it are alive, but anything touching the tower looks to be dead, and been dead for a long time. Not recently dead, but it's very brittle looking.
Whose backstory is this? I wonder.
All right, Darrow is going to carry the body of Antelia to the boat.
Okay.
And put the corpse in the boat
Okay.
and wait for the others.
Okay. So yeah, you guys all witnessed this. You're free to do whatever you like.
I'm following Daryl, making sure he doesn't drop her. So I'll be right in the boat with him.
Okay. What about Louis?
As he's walking to the boat, he's gonna take out that sword, and get a better look at it in the daylight.
Okay, yeah, it's it appears even older. It was almost as if your your mind was playing tricks on you and you thought it was, incredible find. Granted, it's still intact, but there is barnacles all over it. You think maybe if you took it to a weaponsmith of some kind, maybe they could clean it up for you. It is, however, usable. I'll allow it to be used if you want to use it as a weapon. The barnacles aren't really hindering the blade too much, it appears. They're all kind of along the flat end, of course.
Okay. Cool. And you said it was made of copper?
The crossguard and the hilt and the pommel,
Okay.
Not the hilt, but the pommel and the crossguard are kind of brassy, yeah. I like Nub's comment. Weekend at Bernie's. Nice. Okay, so yeah, Sariel and Louis, are you following also to the boat, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, you guys are all on the boat. Morning Cloak, I guess you're tagging along in the behind somewhat, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I mean, if we're all getting on the boat, I don't really have much of an option to stay distant on a boat.
Okay, so you guys are all on the boat. Are you guys going to try to retrace your rows, I guess, back to where the bank that you entered the water on? Okay.
Did we have horses tucked away anywhere?
Yeah, you did. Kind
We're at
of
the bridge.
far away, but yeah. So I will bring up the Misty Vale map because that is where. Let's see here. You seen? Oh wait, let me activate it. Oh, it's not nighttime. So you guys make your way all the way to this little archway. That's where you guys crossed to this little aisle. Yeah, it takes you a little bit of time. I guess you guys row in silence unless there's any conversation you would like to have on the way across. Doesn't take too long.
I think it's just awkward silence.
Okay, so you guys make it to the bank safely without incident. Yeah, what would you like to do?
Arrow is gonna unload the corpse.
Okay.
Put the corpse on his shoulder and start walking.
Which direction?
In the direction of her cottage.
Okay. Oops. So let's do a distance check and just see.
This is gonna take a whole day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Well,
It's gonna take a
somewhere.
shift, right? It's gonna take about a shift. So like. Yeah.
So we left the horses like before we even got to her cottage, right?
Yeah. You guys left these horses. They've been sitting there at least one night. At least one night.
They're dead.
One night.
I mean,
Come on.
it's not like they are war horses and shit. They might be able to fight off wolves and stuff, but it's the horse thieves that aren't us that
We
I
hid
guess
them.
we'll see.
We tried. We tried to hide them. We tried to hide the war horses.
So are you guys gonna just travel on foot until you reach Antelia's cottage? Is that the plan?
Yeah, if I do a bushcraft, can we try to get there sooner?
Yeah, why not? Why not? So I'll say you can make it there before nightfall, I guess. Ish.
Nope. Well, maybe I'll push now. Yeah, I'm just gonna push it. Because I'm emotionally exhausted.
Yeah, I'll just say that your I don't know, your sorrow for Darrow and what he's going through like sharpened your mind, and you picked the better path leading to Antelia. So the sun is still in the sky when you guys make it back. The cottage is exactly as you left it. Whether or not you pass through the standing stones, I don't know. It's up to you. But you guys make it to the cottage. And you see, I think I had an image of it, didn't I? Yeah. So it looks just the same. There's a couple of sheep wandering about, but yeah.
Okay,
Would,
Darrow.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go. You go, please.
Oh, I was just gonna ask a kind of like a general question. Louis kind of thinking to himself, not out loud. Is there a specific way that you have to like bury a werewolf, or I guess put to rest?
No, I know. It was a serial or Darrow who rolled the beast lore thing to learn more about werewolves, or to recall, I should say. It doesn't matter. There's no
Okay.
At least not that they knew. You're thinking like a vampire where you gotta cut its head off or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So you guys make it to the cottage. Doesn't appear to be disturbed any more than you left it.
And last time we were there, I couldn't find a bed,
Correct.
which is weird, but whatever. So he's gonna
You found a chair. There was
set
a
her
nice,
down.
yeah. There was a nice, comfy chair. I can open up the map if you want to see the interior, but there's a nice, comfy
No,
chair that's right by a window and right by the hearth.
He wants to look for a shovel.
Okay, yeah. I'll say you find a shovel. There's some farming equipment just right outside the door. Yeah, you find a shovel, and you do remember that there was there was 2 headstones, unmarked headstones on the other side of the cottage as well.
Yes.
Her parents. She probably ate them.
And he's gonna dig a hole, a grave.
In the
Next to
graveyard? Oh, next to the 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're shoveling away. With great sound effects. What about the rest of you? Is Morning Cloak, it looks like you kind of like moved across to some little rocky hill to be away from everybody?
Yeah. Again, like I think it's still pretty fresh. I'm just gonna be present, but on the periphery. Again, giving Darrow enough time, to not have me a reminder in his presence.
Okay. And what about Sariel and Louis? Are you gonna help Darrow, or are you just going to explore?
I would help him if he seems like he wants help, but if he feels like he's got to do this himself, I'm just going to give him space.
Okay. Yeah. His body language, I guess, says he must do this alone. Okay, so we can just speed time along. So after time, Darrow, you, I'll say the sun is sinking down the horizon by the time you dig this grave deep enough to your liking. And so what do you do?
Well, he's gonna bury Antelia.
Okay.
So another 8 hours of shoveling dirt back in the hole.
No, it's quicker. I'd say it's quicker to put the dirt back in.
Yeah,
Unless you want to really take your time. You want to find the hand shovel and do it, I guess.
No. Oh yeah, he's probably wrapped her in something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you found something. There was if you went into the cottage, there were drawers with clothing and robes and linens and stuff like that. So yeah, you can find something.
I could use this.
Yes, and then he's going to hold a service, I guess, for himself. He's just going to stand there by the foot of the grave and mumble to himself.
Okay.
And maybe if you are close enough, you can hear cool things like,
In the meadow of dreams, the shepherd tends to the flowers of hope.
and things like,
Follow the bleats of your heart. They will lead you to the shepherd's embrace.
probably he's telling Antelia where to go, to follow for her soul to follow where to go. But so it's nighttime now.
Yeah. Let's say, unless anybody, you guys all witness this. I mean, maybe Morning Cloak doesn't, but Sariel and Louis, you guys all see this, so you're welcome to do something. Otherwise, I can allow time to pass and night to fall.
Louis would have just been kind of providing background music for the whole
Okay.
thing.
What about you, Serial?
I'm just gonna give him the space, so I'll just be over here resting.
Okay.
So when he's done, when he's done, when he's done with all that, he's going to gather his companions, including Morning Cloak.
Okay.
No one says anything, so I'm just going to assume that everyone is gathered
Gathered.
around him. And he's going to put the map with the question marks. He's going to, in front of all of them, he's going to place the parchment with the, I believe, the circled marsh. Something like that. There's a question mark by the marsh. Outskirts, I think. And he's going to push those things away from him towards them and say, this is where our paths no longer cross. I am done.
What are you gonna do?
Well, when I came to the Misty Vale, I was a peaceful person. But I have since then lied to a ghost. I have killed a...
Was he? No.
Kill-
No.
Killed a who? What are you referring to?
goblin. A
Oh,
goblin.
the
A
defenseless
goblin.
Mhm.
And now we have killed this shepherd. This is not who I am. This is not who I wanted to become. Shepherd is supposed to protect his flock. And I have failed. I failed because I wanted to be more than what I thought I was. So I need to reassess myself and my faith. And I cannot do that while I am traveling with you. Someone needs to look after the sheep. Oh yes, that's another thing. When we first came here, I made jokes about banging the sheep. Sheep are holy. They're a holy animal. They are blasphemed as well. So I cannot... I cannot go on without repenting. I can see by the looks of your faces that you're going to protest. So not all members of the Woolen Way can do magic. I am one of, I guess, few. And I channel magic from nature through me into all of you. I have healed all of you by now. And I want you to know that there is a small part of me in each and every one of you now. So, I will be there in spirit when you triumph, when you rejoice, and I will be there when you are alone, when you are afraid. You will never be alone again. I will be there. At least in spirits. Now, get the fuck off my lawn. I'm claiming this land for myself. That's it.
Okay. Well, unless
Morning Cloak
anybody
is going to walk over to Darrow and say, we all do what we must have, man. And I hold out a hand.
And I shake it because I understand that she was an abomination. I understand that you did what you had to do. And if I had been alone, I might have tried to do it the same thing. But the shepherd didn't want me to. We part as friends, as companions.
Just gonna nod and walk off into the darkness.
Okay. Serial, Louis, anything?
If he'll accept a hug, then I'll go up to him and say, I will miss your stinky weirdness.
Don't stink anymore. I have bathed twice.
It's true, you smell the best you've smelled in weeks. And then I'll let him go.
Okay.
Master Louis.
Louis is gonna look at Darrow and slide his beautifully engraved pipe over one last time for old time's sakes and say, before you take that path, I want you to remember me by this. And then I also want you to know that when you hear songs on travelers on the road, they'll be whistling the ballad of Darrow of the Mists. And yeah, Louis gonna dedicate a song to Darrow.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, Darrow, unless there's anything else you'd like to say, I think we can call it the end of the session. You good? Okay. Well, that's where we're going to end it, everybody. Hell of a session. That was a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us on the stream. And thank you guys for watching in the future on the VOD. Thank you, Patrick, for the Dragonbane system. Andreas and Noel for the awesome music. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Before I go, Ryan, anything Weekly Scroll you want to mention coming up?
Yeah, we had our Trophy Dark side quest on Monday. It was a great time. I'll be dropping that episode soon. Check that out. We are reviewing TLD RPG from Billy Blue on Thursday, and then they will be coming on the show to play it with us on Friday. So check out those coming up It's a fun little game. Billy Blue's a great artist. He did all the art for this stuff. So it's cool when you have artists that also become creators, but also street guys for being able to do both. That's all I got.
Cool. All right. Thanks again, everybody, and we will see you in the next session of Dragonbane.